ago did you have the accident? 1 year ago?
No.
Do you remember anything about the accident?
No.
You were in a car?
No.
Oh, you were in a motorcycle?
Yeah.
And were you going fast?
I don't know.
Don't remember? What happened after the accident? Were you in a coma?
Yeah.
For how long?
Listen to me for a few minutes. I'm talking to all of you, but mostly to those of you who think some jock lecturing you about drinking and driving is some kind of joke. When I was sitting where you're sitting, I thought the same thing. Hey man, that BS is for somebody else, but not for me. I can handle it just fine. That's just what I thought, until one night I screwed up big time. And if it weren't for some dumb luck, I'd have blown everything. My family, my career, and my life. All gone, just like that. Look, if I hadn't had that accident, if I had made that curve, I might still be drinking and driving, and maybe nothing would ever happen. Maybe, but chances are it would have caught up with me one day and turned out a whole lot worse.
The road was dry just after 1 a.m. when Dykstra's new Mercedes crossed the center line at an intersection, striking two trees. Radnor police found both men out of the car and walking. Neither player wore a seatbelt, and the side impact left the airbag uninflated. The loss of two starting players.
I walked away. Lots of people don't. They wind up dead, or in a place with a nice name, like Rehabilitation Center, where they try to put their minds and their bodies back together again. Some never walk again. Some never again talk right. I lost it when I saw these poor people. I couldn't handle it. So you're on your own here.
Did you have an ambition, a goal in mind of what you wanted to do before? What was that? Be on the news? Mm-hmm. Oh, as a newscaster?
Mm-hmm.
He was a student at Temple.
You were a student at Temple? And like Jim Gardner or Larry Kane?
Coming back from birding for the day because it was 5 o'clock and we were pretty tired and all. And then the steering broke on our boat and our boat turned sharply to the left. Then like this, and another boat came up from behind and like bounced right off the back of our boat. And the bow of his boat hit me in the head. I was a really good athlete. I played baseball, played soccer, played ice and floor hockey, and I loved to ski. I could do a flip on skis, and now I can't. I mean, I could ski down the hill and do a flip.
That's incredible.
I would have liked to play baseball for the Phillies, but now I probably won't be able to play baseball. I would have liked to have made the soccer team, played for the Flyers.
What was your best position in baseball?
Catcher.
Catcher?
Yeah, Darren Daulton. You better watch out. No, not anymore.
Oh boy.
It's a big change. It's very different because Jimmy, you expected Jimmy to grow up and be independent and be himself, and as a result of his injury, he has a visual problem, and therefore he can't drive, so he needs to rely on us to get him to and from all the places and the events that he has to go to. I constantly think about what's going to happen to him in the future, and whether he'll be able to take care of himself or whether he's going to have to rely on the family for the rest of his life. And I see how he's affected by what goes on around him with his friends, and sometimes how his friends treat him when he's out, or how people look at him when we go out in public places. And it's very hard because you want to say to all these people who just look around and form opinions right away that this was not his fault and he had nothing to do with this, the way he is. This happened to our family my second year of college. So I was involved my first 2 years of college with all the parties and everything that goes on there and all the drinking, and there's a lot of it. And my attitudes have changed tremendously towards drinking. When I'm with a group of friends, no matter where we go or what we're doing, I will make sure that if I'm not the one that's driving home, that somebody is going to drive home for us.
I had too much to drink, and then I thought I couldn't do anything. And I did. I somehow got the keys into the car. I drove off around the neighborhood, about half a mile from my house. I went around a curve and I hit a tree. Paramedics came, got me out with the jaws of death. I would say for that one night, for that false sense of freedom from the drinking, it will allow you to think that you can do anything. Most often you're gonna get hurt, and it isn't worth it.
That could have been me. And one drink too many, and it could be you. Maybe you don't think so, but they didn't think so either. You cash it in, you can screw it up for a whole lot of other people. Those you kill, and those whose hearts you break.
And the phone rang. And my mom, you know, her face went white and she kind of lost it and she was kind of holding on to the counter, and I thought immediately, oh gosh, you know, my brother's in trouble, or, you know, he's in jail, or, you know, something. And so I was just kind of looking at her, backing away, going, what, you're scaring me, what are you doing, you're scaring me. And she said, your brother's dead. And I just lost it. I just ran out in the front door, and I was running down the street screaming, and my next door neighbors, who I hardly knew, caught me in the middle of the road, and they were saying, what's wrong with you? And I was saying, no. And because not only did I lose a brother, Zach lost an uncle, I lost half my mom and half my dad. You know? In 1 second.
Remember a few years ago, the Flyers had this all-star goalie named Pelle Lindbergh? Guy had it made. Young, rich, good-looking, had the world by the tail. What's a few drinks now and then, right? especially for a guy with great reflexes. A few drinks, fast car, a missed turn, and it's all gone in an instant. Everything gone. They still remember him. They still talk about him.
I got a phone call from Davey Poulin, and he said there's been a bad accident and Pelle's been hurt really bad. And I said, well, where is he? He said, well, he's over at the hospital. And he said, you know, come on down. I said, well, how's he going to be? And he said, it doesn't look like he's going to make it. And my initial reaction was, I was mad. I mean, the guy, in a personal level, I mean, he was such a great person and fun to be around, but the way I looked at it, it's just such a waste. And it's such a shame.
Pelle Lindbergh could flick away pucks coming at him over 100 miles an hour, but he couldn't drink and drive at the same time. Not forever. Look, I'm not trying to kid you. I'm no goody two-shoes. I'm no angel. I've done some dumb things, and I'll probably do some more. I'm just a lucky guy who thought that drinking and driving BS was for the other guy. Then one day, I was the other guy. I could have been paralyzed or dead. And if you drink and drive, you can be paralyzed or dead. And man, it's just not worth it. I mean, no matter how good that drink makes you feel, and no matter how sure you are that you can handle it, you can blow it all in less than a second. And at your funeral, your parents will cry, and your buddies will try to keep it together. And they'll say what a shame it was and how much you had to live for. You. Yeah, you. One thing, okay? Just one thing. Next time you drink and you think about driving, or you see someone else drinking and driving, think again. Think again. Hey, take care of yourself.